Hi everyone, if you guys didn't know already, according to the Global Footprint Network 2022, an ecological footprint measures how fast people use up resources and create waste in comparison to how fast nature can absorb that waste and generate more of what was used. Whether it be on an individual level or entire communities and companies as a whole, everyone has an ecological footprint. With it comes a responsibility to be aware of it, how it can be improved, and why it's essential to learn about it. For that very reason, organizations like the Global Footprint Network exist. They strive to advocate and educate on the human impact on the world. Matter of fact, they are the very reason for its existence. The successful international nonprofit began its humble beginnings even before its official creation in 2003. As the president of the organization and one of the key founders, Mathis Wacker-Nagel started his doctoral research on measuring human carrying capacity with Professor William Rees at the University of British Columbia, according to the Global Footprint Network 2020, where they eventually established the phrase ecological footprint as a metric unit of comprehensive sustainability. Since then, the phrase and the applications of it has gained global recognition, of more than 15 national governments having it applied to their own policy-making initiatives regarding the environment. There's only one Earth. So, understanding the interrelated pressures of climate change on the natural ecosystems, Deep 2019, is vital to the protection of the environment and the resources and organisms that humanity shares it with. In order for people to be able to make sustainable decisions to protect the environment, they need to be educated on the different factors that affect it. That being said, the Global Footprint Network offers resources available to the public online to find and calculate their ecological footprint themselves, such as their ecological footprint calculator. Oftentimes, the ecological footprint of an individual may or may not support their ecological worldview of the individual. I've personally always thought of myself as an environmentally friendly person, but after using the ecological footprint calculator to calculate mine as a part of an assignment for one of my classes, I was shocked to find out otherwise. While there are always things I and many others can do to change for the better, people often assume all it takes is making necessary changes to one's lifestyle, whether it be long term or short term, but it's only sometimes the case. It's also the case of individuals expanding their environmental worldview, which is the ideologies and ethics about the relationship to the environment that affect the culture and behaviors towards it. Within 2013, for example, in terms of population growth, supporting the rights of women in one of those cases. On June 24th, 2022, Roe v. Wade was overturned. The landmark piece of legislation that made an access to abortion a federal right in the United States, House Bill 2022, women are agents of change, so restricting their rights to choose the size of their family by restricting their reproductive rights directly affects ecological footprints long term on a global scale. According to ABC News, due to the reversal of Roe v. Wade, more than 150,000 births could occur in the U.S. every year following the verdict. That's 150,000 more mouths to be fed in a world war. Already over 800 million people suffer from hunger and undernourishment, according to the World Counts 2018. While many already starve, there surely will be more to come if the lack of equitable access and distribution of food continues, especially when considering that 1.3 billion tons of food suitable for human consumption and 1.6 tons of so called primary product equivalents are lost or wasted, according to the World Counts 2018. Here in the US, food gets thrown away as the majority of the food wasted comes from people residing within the US, 43% to be exact, as well as restaurants, grocery stores, and food service companies compose 40% of the following. While the world wastes about 1.4 billion tons of food suitable for human consumption every year, the United States discards more food than any other country in the world. Nearly 40 million tons, 80 billion pounds per every year. RTS 2022. This is why discussing the importance of ecological footprints on our environment, as well as the factors that contribute to the ecological challenges created as a result of ecological footprints, is important. Without understanding the footprints that contribute to them, the natural resources used will eventually run out faster than it can regenerate those resources. To conclude, as stated before, in order for people to be able to make sustainable decisions to protect the environment, they need to be educated on the different factors that affect them. There is no planet B, so it's time to stop acting like there is. In order to learn more, we need to pay attention to associations like the Global Footprint Network.